Training camps can be a really good way to give your training a bit of a boost. An opportunity to do a block of focused training, a better climate, and an opportunity to relax a bit more, to focus on recovery between training sessions, acclimatization to heat or cold or altitude or things that you might encounter during your main goal event, a break from the daily routine, and something that some people don't think about is an opportunity for rehabilitation and building back up to full training if you've had an injury or you've had to have a break due to illness. But there can be drawbacks to training camps. They're not all positive, the effects are not all positive. It's easy to overtrain during a training camp, particularly if you're going off with a group that's quite competitive and you end up racing into towns and trying to beat each other up hills and not taking sufficient recovery. And it's quite common to have a period of staleness and lack of motivation when your people get back from training camps. And I've certainly known of a few people who've given up cycling for the season once they got back from the training camp. So having a plan of getting back into your training and a proper recovery strategy after the camp is really important so that you get the most out of it, and it is a boost rather than a negative on your training and build up for your goal events. So what's the best way to get the most out of your training camp? Well, I mean, this is my opinion, and there are many ways to approach it. But first of all, I would think about what I want to get out of the training camp. And for me, there are two main things at this time of year, which is the springtime in the Northern Hemisphere. One is to get a good endurance block of training in, which after you've recovered will give you a boost to your endurance that you can move on into the lighter weather. And the other thing is, if you've got skills that need to be developed that are more easy to do in a warmer environment, go somewhere where you can practice these skills, because it's easier to practice skills when it's a bit warmer, because you can take breaks and contemplate how things have gone and then repeat things. Or also if your event's in a hilly area and you live in a fairly flat area, going to a mountainous region will help you practice riding up and down hills. And certainly you can use a lot of energy by being a poor descender, and you can save a lot of energy by being a good descender. So that's something that you might want to consider when you consider the location of your training camp. The next thing to think about is the format of the training camp. Do you want to go on your own? Do you want to go in with your family? Do you want to go with a group of friends that you're your training partners or your club perhaps? Or do you want to go on an organised camp where you might meet new people, and but you're not quite as sure what the environment might be like or what the rides might be like, and you don't have quite as much control of what's going on. However, the advantages is you don't have to think about what's going on. You just get on your bike, and these rides are often led, so you can ride with somebody who knows the area, knows the best cafes, and can make sure you stay safe and don't get lost. So now you know your plan, you know what you want to get out of the camp, you know what format you would ideally like, and therefore you can start to decide where you want to go. Do you want to go on an adventure to somewhere new where you go do some exploring, which obviously might compromise the benefit of the training that you can achieve, because if you don't know the area, you don't know the best places to go. You want to go to somewhere, a recognised training area like Mallorca or Girona or somewhere like that, where you know that it's really well set up to provide the things that people on training camps need. So there'll be bike shops if you need bike shops, or you can hire bikes, you can hire a big range of bikes, and that's certainly a big consideration, because if you're only going for a 1 week training camp, do you really want to take your own bike, risk getting it damaged or lost for a few days and then you can't actually train? So going to a recognised location that's really well set up for training can be a good way to go. Or of course, the other option might be just stay at home and take some time off work and focus on training and recovery at home. I'm not sure that works particularly well, because you can get drawn into things, or you might think, oh, I've got a bit of time so I can get on with these little jobs and all these other things. So you're not really having a focused block of training. So in my opinion, it's better to go somewhere, even if it's going somewhere nearby, staying in the same country or in the same region, giving yourself a break from the things that detract from your training focus can mean that you've got a much better result of your training camp. And finally, that all important thing, avoiding the staleness when you get back and getting yourself back into your training routine. Take a very easy week, and when you get back, if you've had an endurance block during the camp, then a week off's not going to do you any harm. You don't lose endurance fitness quickly. and then start to build in into your normal routine gradually, and I'm sure it'll all work out really well for you. If you need any help, get in touch. Please make comments, tell us about your training camp experiences, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.